Hey folks, this is Alan Jones at HiFi Buys. I'm in our Beatles room, and I just am so excited to be able to tell you about an extraordinary opportunity that came our way. We have just taken on a brand new amplifier line that is just going places that this room has never gone. And quite honestly, audio like I've never heard before. These guys are really killing it, and it is CH Precision, directly out of Switzerland. We love them. So I've been asked by a couple of people, why did you choose CH Precision? This is Swiss-made, top-of-the-line, luxury lifestyle product. And the reason I can say all of those things about it is because it's true. It is built actually just right up the street from some of the finest watchmakers in the world. A lot of people try and do things kind of like watches and that kind of thing, but this is actually an amplifier, preamplifier, and DAC that are all made like a Swiss watch. This is a company that has come out of nowhere in about 14 years, even though their expertise from the two owners have been in the business and have done a lot of other things in other manufacturing, and then came up with an extraordinarily incredible concept. Let's use software to control the amplifier. And I want us to think back to the days of when we added software to cars. What did we get from that? Well, we got EFI, we got valve timing, we got all kinds of things that made the cars last longer, be more efficient. All of those things are things that are playing in the car industry and to a huge degree today. If we look at this now and think of it going into audio, to some that scares it. It would have scared me 5 years ago, but software is what makes things more reliable, more consistent, and a lot of the stuff that is not talked about that goes on in an amp and a preamp is basically regulated and gone by the software. What we don't realize is how much noise is in our signal and how much it keeps us from hearing what is really there with the artist. So they designed this to make sure that everything that they're doing and the essence of the company is to make sure that they don't touch the music, so that when you get there, you can get all those wonderful chill bumps all over your arms and things from the music when it comes out like it's supposed to be from the artist. It's one of the reasons why you can hear how linear the amplifier is, how quiet it is. You can hear it. The main game changer between the other companies and what these guys are doing is software control, as I've said. In that amplifier, all the outputs are being looked at a bunch of times per second to determine what the temperature of that output device is and what the bias to that output device should maintain. So all the time as that temperature is changing a little bit, the bias is changing along with it. People talk about matching up transistors. Well, you can match up transistors, but if you don't look at them all the time to make sure that they stay matched, it's very difficult to end up having the same result that this amplifier has, which is a reduction in noise and a purity in sound that I have never heard before in an amplifier. It's really, really impressive. So the power amplifier, the preamplifier, and the DAC streamer all have tremendous abilities to morph and change to do different things, and most definitely in the amplifier to match up with the speaker in the room and that kind of thing. There's an infinite amount of adjustments that we can make, but that's really for us as dealers to use and to cater and to make sure that the system does everything that you want and more. And then as soon as all of that complexity that I just talked about is done being set up, the software now gets out of the way, and I use this simple little remote to go up input, down input, because whatever inputs I'm not using, I don't have to go through those. I think about on the back of preamps, all the different times we've had little plugs and we put the plugs on the back to keep other signals from getting in there. With CH, when you take that app and you turn off the other inputs, they're gone. They're not on, disconnected. So that's why I have this remote instead of this gargantuan remote you see with other things. I don't want to carry a 10-pound remote. I don't want to hold it. If I want to put this on my leg, I can barely tell that it's there, even though it has some weight to it. One of the beautiful things about it is it has magnets. So I can literally take this and just put it right on the side of the preamp. It has a place, a home. Again, these guys have really thought of everything. We have not found anything else out there in the world like this. Here's a company that owns just about every piece of machinery that is necessary to make nearly the entire amp. The fit and finish on this is second to none. You will not find a better made cabinet anywhere. Okay, so I invest big and buy a big system, get a pair of Rockport Orions, get a CH Precision system and so on. And they're proven that they're reliable because they're giving you a 10-year warranty. So when I talk about luxury and lifestyle, let's talk about what happens with these products. There was an integrated out there called an L1 or an I1. It has been out for I think about 8 or 9 years now, maybe off on that just a little bit. But I just came out with a software upgrade for it that literally, if you go out and look at the reviews on it, night and day that amplifier, just through software. And guess how much it cost the people that bought the unit 7 or 8 years ago? $0. The M1.1 had a capacitor upgrade, and it was something that literally made a huge difference in the amplifier. They went from an M1 to an M1.1. Well, guess how they handled it? It was a $4,000 upgrade, which was the difference in the retail, and they would have somebody come out to your house and do the upgrade. How many other companies do you know would do that? They lost money doing it, no doubt about it, but they know that this is how a luxury product is handled. When we do an upgrade, or let's say the C1.2 just got upgraded, so they have a digital card that would go in it. Well, guess what? You buy that upgrade, we bring the card out to you, we install it in your house, your product never leaves and your system never changes, except we put in the upgrade and it operates and sounds better. I don't know of other companies. I had a customer in today that owns 2 of the copper amplifiers and that kind of thing. We had to do the upgrade for him to go from the regular M400s to M400 MXVs. And it took us a few weeks. We, as a company, have to go out to the house, loan them something, bring back what those are, pack them up, get them shipped out there. They have to do the upgrade, get them shipped back. Then we have to go to the house, take them out of the box, take the loaner back, and get those in the house. It's a lot. So think about it. How do you want to handle it as a customer? Would you like to just make a call and say, hey, I'm ready for my next upgrade? In this, we can add a power supply. If we add a power supply to this guy, it's a box that looks just like this, no knobs. And what'll end up happening is that power supply will give you an upgrade. So you can call me and say, hey, Alan, I'm ready for an upgrade. What should I do? And I'll say, hey, I would add a power supply to the preamp. You say, okay, I'll do that. We bring that power supply, hook it up in your system sounds better, and it's done. This product was made to be future-proof. It's card-based. It's like when you take the DAC, the processing is on the card. So if we need to update the processing, update the memory, all that stuff, it's all on that card. What you have inside this box is a big power supply. And that big power supply can have cards changed out so that it can keep going into the future, into the future, into the future. If we build the most robust power supplies that we can build, then we can send that power supply out into the customer's home, and for the next 20 years, they could continue to upgrade the cards and all of the other things that are in it. And the power supply is still so robust that it feeds all the rest. What does a customer have to do in the future? In other words, what do you, the person who's wanting to listen to audio, what do you have to do if you want to improve your system in the future? So if you have a manufacturer in your house and they've come out with a new product, then you sell the old product and get the new product. Or you send it back and you have to wait and then get it back and you have your new updated product. What these guys did is look way down the road and to think of a future that would allow them to deliver a much better customer experience. All this stuff is card-based. And once they found enough ways to improve it to the point that it makes a real difference in the amplifier, then CH will come out with a card for the product, which they proved in the 1.2. You bring that card out to the customer's house, you plug it in, and it's over. We don't send anything back, there's no trades, there's nothing along that lines. You keep the value of your gear. That's why it's designed the way it is, so that it can be handled in a much higher value way than just, wow, we came out with a new model. And so when you look at folks that have owned CH Precision, most of them own more of it. Most of them would tell you that it's the finest gear they've ever owned. It is a luxury product that has been mindfully crafted. Folks, I'm just excited for you to come down and hear really the future of hi-fi, because these guys have gone farther than anyone else. I look at Rockport Technologies and their cabinet designs. I look at these guys with CH Precision, their software and their build quality. You look at DS Audio right behind me. There's not a quieter phono system in the world. I want to tell y'all, come on down and listen to CH Precision. If you want us to bring it out to the house to compare to anything on the planet, please give us that opportunity. Give CH the opportunity. Actually, give yourself the opportunity and literally get a glimpse into the minds of some of the greatest designers in audio. Come on down to HiFi Buys. Sit in our Beatles room, and I promise you, you will love what you hear.